Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, welcome back to the Baseball Hut, and hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. We got big news here at the Baseball Hut. It seems that Mets are finally going to call up Ronny Mauricio. There was a bad injury to Mark Vientos. He's going to be out for a while, folks. Hurt his hamstring last night. Did not look good. Now, your host went to sleep. But I did listen to the very end of the game. To be honest with you, but I did listen to them on the radio, on my phone, of course, and seeing the replay on the injury, it doesn't look good on Mark Vientos, and he's had just a lousy year after having such a great year last year. He is going to be out for a while. I expect probably at least to the middle of July, and just looking at it, if not longer. Maybe we'll see you August 1st. Swaggy V. But the big news here, and really exciting news if you're a Mets fan and a big prospect fan, is Ronny Mauricio. He's the most exciting prospect the Mets have in their system. We saw him 2 years ago, and he looked pretty good. He has just been tearing the cover off the ball since he went back to AAA. His rehab, assignments weren't great. He looked like he was just trying to get his timing down. But once the bell rung and they put him in AAA, he was ready to go, and he just completely destroyed AAA pitcher. So he's really, aside from just getting his reps in, it's really not a lot for him to prove. I mean, he hasn't played much. Obviously, he had that bad injury after 2023. But he's raring to go. I mean, just looking at him and just looking at the numbers, he hit 500 in the games that he had coming back after his rehab assignments. So he's good to go. Where the Mets going to play him? We'll see if they play him tonight. I mean, if he can get to California in time, I would think they probably let him know probably very late that he was probably going to get the call up. This is very highly anticipated because he is a very exciting player. He's a great defensive player. He's got a great arm. He's got a shortstop's arm, and we'll see how his speed is. He did steal some bases when he was in AAA, but we'll see how the speed is after that bad knee injury. And he had to get a second surgery last year. They cleared out some scar tissue from the surgery. So he's had sort of it hasn't been a smooth road for him in his rehab. But he's a switch hitter, as you know. He's I would assume the Mets will DH him a little bit. They'll play him at second a little bit. They'll play him at third a little bit. He was going to come up very soon anyway, to be honest with you, because quite frankly, Luis Angel Acuna, aside from his speed and his defense, and his hits, he gets a hit once in a while, he's not providing anything in terms of OPS, in terms of slugging. He's got no power. And that's really what's keeping him from being an elite player, is that power. He just doesn't have it. But this kid, Ronny Mauricio, he brings the thunder with him. He will bring thunder with that bat tonight when he gets to Los Angeles, And he's very strong defensively, like I said. He looked very good at third base, very comfortable at third base 2 years ago. And it's just a matter of time before he came back. And David Stearns did say before, Ronny began his rehab assignments, that unless there was an injury or he played his way back into the majors, there wasn't really anything for him much to prove down in the minor leagues, to be honest with you. It was all about him getting ready, but he's back. The Mets haven't announced it yet, but that's what everybody's reporting, and this is very exciting, and it is. And like I said, he is the Mets' most exciting prospect, the most anticipated prospect we've seen here in the last 2 years, even more so than some of these other kids that we've seen. He's a very exciting player. People get very jacked up to watch him play, and he brings a lot of energy. He's got a lot of sort of gravitas to his game. He's got a lot going for him, and it's exciting. And that's the word to use here. It's very exciting to have him back. I'm very excited to have him back, and hopefully he stays healthy and has a long career. We'll see how he does offensively. There are some things to his game that needs improving. He needs to harness that electricity in his bat. He needs to harness that thunder that he has. Once he does that, he's going to be a very difficult guy to deal with for a pitcher, for any pitching staff to deal with. And that's really the difference between him and Luis Angel Acuna, is that he's got that thunder. He's got that big pop. The kind of pop that, from both sides of the plate, especially from the left side. So it's an exciting day for the Mets, and they're playing well, folks. They're playing really well. They had a great homestand. There's a little bit of, they got a little sort of out of sorts after they played that Yankee series and they went to Boston. They struggled a little bit for a couple of days. I think they were a little bit surprised at the venom that they dealt with from the very effeminate Yankee fans there in the Bronx. I think they're still very angry that that the Mets got Juan Soto, and Soto's coming around. The Mets had a good homestand. They took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. They took 2 out of 3 from the White Sox, and they swept the bottom-dwelling, scum-sucking Rockies. And the Mets will be in Colorado this weekend. Of course, they'll continue on tonight with the Dodgers in the 4-game series, and we'll see how that goes. There was a very good return. Of course, Paul Blackburn pitched really well. Had really good stuff last night. I mean, his breaking pitches were very, very sharp. Stay away from the fastball. Hopefully, if he could. Now, I would mention that in his first start last year with the Mets, when he pitched against the Angels, he kind of pitched similarly, and then it was all downhill. But he's going to be spot starting here and there, and they'll have him in the bullpen. And we'll get more good news coming back. Frankie Montas pitched last week in Syracuse. He's been pitching a lot for the Mets on his rehab assignment. That rehab assignment will be ending soon. We'll figure out what they're going to do with him. And, of course, Sean Manaea is on the horizon getting ready to do his rehab assignment. And that's huge for the Mets pitching staff because the Mets pitching has been excellent this year. And they have had the best record since last year of June 1st. So they're the best team in baseball in the last year. And they beat the world champion Dodgers last night on the road in a very exciting game. And just looking up, and I would mention this, I don't expect the Mets to make any kind of move. If it's a move, it may be something on the periphery. We'll see what happens with Mauricio, how he responds to being back in the majors. Mets got to watch that knee a little bit. But I don't expect them to make any major moves other than maybe bringing a reliever, maybe a DH type. We'll see. But thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. And of course, follow me on X, and I'll see you later.